Hello, my beautiful Aquarius. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling and smudging and whatnot, getting ready to do your May 2019 tarot readings. For those that are new, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe. I do smoke pot. It's not the nature of this, so feel free to smoke with me. If not to worry. I do monthlies. So yeah, welcome. For those that are returning, you guys know Aquarius gang runs strong in my little network here. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for all the positive energy you have sent to me. I know I missed you guys over April, but you guys still checked in on the girl and, you know, made sure I was all right. And, you know, I hope you felt the positive, loving energy I sent back to you and the gratitude that I have for you. So with that being said, love you guys. Please, you guys are really good with time stamping prior to the prayer. Can somebody time stamp this? Because I do have a couple of shout outs and something cool that I want to share with you guys. Shout out wise, I haven't been watching a lot of tarot. I've been really busy. But I've for the past, I'd say about a month now, I've been watching Saltwater Heals Missy. That's the homie. Her readings have been really on point. Don't get me started. That's the homie right there. She'd be using the sensual tarot deck. Not all the time. Yeah, her readings, she does dailies and stuff like that. They really resonate. Mana for the weeklies, and then Water Baby for the more general channeled messages. And want to shout out Yasmin, who is my frankincense supplier, my new frankincense supplier. I'm going to include her details for those that want to buy her frankincense in bulk. It's amazing. I can attest to it. It's the best frankincense that I've ever been exposed to. So feel free to reach out to her. I think she has an Etsy account or something like that. Either way, she's in Toronto where I'm at, so feel free to hit her up. What else? Oh yeah, so exciting. My mom is, I saw her over the weekend. She's like a super overachiever. You know, she's a Sagittarius fire sign. So if she puts her mind to something, it's getting done. And she's decided to put her mind to an 800-kilometer bike ride from Toronto to New York for cancer. And that's in August. She's doing it, and she's trying to raise $5 grand before August. So she was telling me about it, and I told her I would let you guys know. And if you guys want to donate to the cause, she actually has a friend whose son goes to the camp that the $5 grand is going to. It's an organization, I believe, that it caters to young children affected by various cancers, and it's a camp. And it's pretty cool organization. Anyways, her good friend's son, after very intensive brain surgery, now attends this camp. And so she has a personal interest, not just, you know, in the challenge of doing the ride. That's going to take like 5 days, but also, you know, a personal interest in the organization itself. So, and the cause. So, want to share it with you guys. The link for her, I think it's like a GoFundMe that goes directly to the organization, is included below. Yeah, feel free to check it out and support if you'd like. All right, guys, I'm ready to get into prayer here and get into your May reading. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels. Please clear my energies and allow me to connect with the collective at this time, the collective of Aquarius. I ask you to allow me to communicate to them the messages that are in their greatest good, surrounding their material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, ancestors, guardian angels, Holy Spirit, for all your unconditional love, support, guidance, and protection. We are absolutely nothing without you. Amen. All right, guys, let's get her. This is for May. Posting this a little prior to May, so you guys know how it works with energies. It really applies whenever you were drawn to it, really. That's one thing I love about Mana's reading. She doesn't date them. They apply when you're drawn to them, because that's really how energy works, right? So I really like how she does that. I don't know if I'm going to copy her, but I might. I'll be sure to shout her out if I do, but it seems very logical. But yeah, I just do monthlies, so that's why I might as well just, you know, date them, because I don't do anything else. But anyway, let's see what's going on for you guys. Yeah, it worked out real bad. Anyway. Love you guys. All right, let's see what's going on for you guys. All jokes aside, let's get into your reading. It's been an intense first quarter. Very these Libra full moons, back-to-back full moons this year, which is very rare, have been putting a heavy emphasis on partnerships, how we present ourselves in them. But this is not just romantic. This is family. This is nucleus family. This is business, partnership, you know, any kind, right? So overall energy, though, of your spread is the 8 of Cups, departure. This departure, though, is liberating and it's freeing, because after the 8 is the 9 of Cups. This is not just walking away and being sad, even though there is a level of walking away and being sad, but there's this sense of excitement and happiness which makes this departure worth it, or is driving you. Okay, this could be the departure not just from a person. This could be a departure from negative energies, friends, places, people, behaviors. We'll get more clarification into the spread, but this 8 of Cups being the overall energy is empowering. This is in order to gain a wish fulfillment of some kind. Okay, your first card out is the 5 of Swords. Wow. The loss associated with a departure is really on front of mind. You know, this could be, like I said, any kind of departure. If you're looking at walking away from something as a loss instead of as a repositioning, then this energy is going to be heavier for you. This energy will vary depending on how you're looking at this. Okay, the longer or the harder you look back, the more this is going to feel like a loss. And from a cerebral perspective, with swords governing communication and thought, this can be quite debilitating if not tempered, managed, and controlled properly and looked at properly. Okay, the second card out of your spread is the 6 of Pentacles. All right, so this is generosity. So most likely, you know, departing, like I said, departing from something probably because it didn't have a mutual give and take. There was some kind of imbalance. So walking away and risking something in order to gain something that you believe is more balanced, or somebody walking away from you because they feel that the imbalance there, there's too much of a heavy feeling of loss. So loss beside 6 of generosity, somebody is getting the short end of the stick. There isn't generosity being had. There isn't balance being had. The third card out in the spread is the 8 of Swords. So restrictions about being able to maybe support. So for those of you that are going through some financial struggles, or maybe took a financial hit, instead of looking at the solution, I see a lot of my Aquariuses doing the shadow side of what they do, which is heavily linked to this second full moon in Libra, this pink moon. It's that, it's that cerebral consumption, letting your thoughts consume you to the point where your analytical approach to life turns on you. These swords now turn on you. They start facing you. And it's like you turn on yourself a little bit in your own mind. I'm seeing a little bit of mental turning, meaning you're turning on yourself. Mind you, some Aquariuses might then externally start turning on people, but this started with yourself. Okay, this is looking at something from a negative perspective. So again, if something happens, you're looking at the problem and not focusing on a solution. Okay, if you took a financial hit, it's kind of wallowing in the loss and feeling restricted by it instead of finding another way. It's how you look at loss. Was it really a loss, or was it a repositioning? Was it loss, or was it making room? Was it loss, or was it spring cleaning? I'm getting for a small amount of you, some of you gave something to somebody, trying to be generous, whether it was money or something, and now you're regretting it. and you're feeling fucked up. So there's that over generosity. It's like overselling, okay, which is also very tethered to this full moon energy, April 20th, which is very near of when I'm recording this for you, okay? Do not be jarred by this. This is just some energies you might have come into this reading with. All right. When it happened, I don't know, but this is cerebral. Cerebral. This is negative thinking surrounding a mutual give and take. Again, with the Six of Pentacles, that could be a partnership. Three Pentacles offered by each person, a willingness to cooperate and work together with what they have, which seems balanced. But with these cards, it's like maybe somebody walked away because it wasn't balanced. Okay, maybe somebody walked away because they didn't feel the other person could provide. We'll see. Your fourth card out of your spread is the High Priestess. Some of you might instinctually be feeling, anticipating a loss. You need to be very careful that the law of attraction can very much bring that into you. So use your intuition, the angel of power here being the High Priestess, to really allow you to see the bigger picture. Use not just your mind, okay, and what's happening physically and how you're translating in that in your mind. It's like this energy is very cerebral as well, okay? Actually, as a matter of fact, on the Kabbalah tree, it actually surpasses wisdom and intellect. It's above it. It's the crown. It's using your higher self to get past these negative, restrictive thoughts. So what I'm seeing here is some of my Aquarius is struggling over the full moon, these two back-to-back Libra full moons and everything going on in Venus. And why I say Venus in particular is because you know, with Libra ruling, I believe, close partnerships of any kind, it's that love, that understanding. It's joining this chakra with this chakra, and then allowing this chakra to open up so that what you know can be communicated clearly, so that this feeling of restriction, okay, dissipates. Maybe for some of you, you have to explain why you feel you're not getting what you should, or explain why you're not giving what you should. Okay, let's keep going though. All right, in the middle of your spread, the Ten of Pentacles. So for a lot of my Aquarius, very typical of you guys, you know, when you're feeling a little bit out of control with your thoughts, you will focus on where you can gain traction, where you can have control. And that is in Pentacles. It's in money. It's in earning. It's in something that seems a little bit more sure and balanced, and focusing your energies there. Letting your intuition lead you to be a little bit more abundant. And maybe the loss, some of my, like I said, some of my Aquarius might have taken a financial hit, and then now the focus is on how to not just earn back what they have, but to increase earnings, to ensure that that kind of loss doesn't happen again, to ensure that, you know, Aquarius isn't in a vulnerable financial position, and always in a position to be able to be as generous as they want to, take care of what they want to, handle what is responsible to them from a Pentacle financial perspective. Okay, so it's like what I'm seeing long and short so far is that a lot of my Aquariuses are dealing with a little bit of the mental turmoil and restriction that they're facing with money and career, which is fine. Wow. And then we have the Lovers. So this is exactly what it is. It's focusing on Pentacles because there's this giant elephant in the room. It could be a decision, you know, surrounding committing to somebody. So for those of you that, you know, have been dating somebody for some time, maybe deciding on whether or not taking this to a more committed space is for you. Some of you might have been worried that you didn't have enough Pentacles to do that, or maybe even deciding if you have enough material abundance to offer an engagement or commitment to somebody. Maybe there is some pressure surrounding family and what they believe you should be able to offer, what should be offered to you in order to receive or offer some commitment. So that could be a bit of the mental restriction, is having to come out of some old ideas of what this might look like for you. It's funny, for some of you, I feel like there's like this drama in the sense of like this over exaggeration, in the sense of like, if you took a financial hit, it's like, oh my God, now I'm not gonna have anything, and there's no good fortune. And it's like, planetarily, that's purging, it's balancing, it's needing to gain. Sometimes when you're brought to a place of like nonsense, it's in order for you to be forced to have to look at yourself. It's like your thoughts are bringing you to a place of either irrationale or restriction, like confinement to the point where you can't move, and you're like, why am I turning on myself? It's because I believe your higher self is trying to show you a bigger picture. So what there is here, I see the 6 and then I see the 10, and I also see here that there's 4 pentacles missing. So it's like instinctually figuring out how to be more abundant, how to be more financially stable, how to bring things together, bring the image together, getting a higher perspective on what lack is to you. Or anyways, let's keep going before because I think I need to see more cards here. Okay, so a decision. The Page of Cups, it came in reverse. I'm not reading any of these. No, the whole thing's in reverse, so now I can put it up. Okay. Yeah. Page of Cups, 5 of Wands, and then 9 of Pentacles. So I'm seeing for some of my Aquarius here, I'm seeing some of my Aquariuses either being a little bit conflicted about accepting an offer from someone because it doesn't have the image of what you think it should. But it's funny because I think your image was this. It's almost like dream bigger. This is as big as you were dreaming. You weren't dreaming for the 10. It was like, but it's like now you're being forced to have to want more, see more. This restriction, it's restrictive because for some of my Aquarius, you're coming out of an energy where in the past you thought that this was what you wanted. You thought that this was balanced. You thought it was mutually beneficial, only to now feel stuck. So knowing you need to get out of it, but being riddled with the sense of loss, and instinctually knowing that you're going to have to take a loss in order to get a gain. Taking a loss in order to get a gain. You know, increasing the view, the value. And okay, when I see this 6 of Pentacles and this 10 of Pentacles, this is also with this High Priestess. This is Aquarius looking at themselves from a more abundant place outwardly. From like maybe some of with this Earth energy, I think your ascendant sign is how the world sees you. Yeah, your ascendant sign and how the world sees you. And I think that Aquarius is taking a different perspective on how they are seen externally. It's like, people see me like this. No, 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 no. This is how I'm perceived. It's like taking, maybe there's certain changes, or Aquarius is wanting to make certain changes in order to be perceived from a more abundant place. Whether that is a partner, whether that is increasing finances, it's wanting a certain level of status or to increase that, and feeling restricted and trying to intuitively figure out what the best decision is. Some of my Aquariuses are debating between committing to this and committing to this. and needing to use their intuition, because I'm not sure if Aquarius knows what these numbers are. When you're here, you're feeling it around. You think there's this many. When you're here, you're feeling it around. You're trying to determine which path is most abundant. A lot of my Aquariuses are trying to figure out even the conflict that they partake in. What is worthwhile conflict and what is not? What is conflict that brings resolution, and what is conflict that comes to no means, no ends? Making decisions about material abundance, but it comes at a risk. There's a sense of loss, either the fear of loss or having to let go of something in order to gain. Because you have 5, 6, and 8. So once this loss occurs, it's like, let's see. Yeah, walking away in order to start a new beginning. Tearing something down in order to start over. This could be the relationship you're in currently. This could be a business partnership you're in currently. You could be tearing it down in order to rebuild with a partner. Okay, this could also, be brand new. This is also the inspiration. This inspiration, I feel, fueled this departure and then causes this tower. That's what I believe. So I really think it should read like this. Okay. And under that is Temperance and then the Star. So a lot of my my Aquarius are tempering themselves out from some really dark energies, some fighting, conflict. The severity of that could really depend. But with these two cards, both of them are doing the same thing. So what I am seeing is in a partnership, okay, with Aquarius, the person, it's almost like this tear down needed to happen. So it's like I said, there is a tearing down, a walking away only for these two people to go in their corners, temper themselves out, and come back to a new beginning. Like I said, this new beginning prompted this. This is some divine timing shit. But I love how they're back to back. So they're both, this is separation. Some of my Aquariuses are in separation. But what's beautiful is both of you, this is a divine partnership with the Lovers here. The two of you are tempering out, whether you both are doing that or not. Both of you are trying to heal peace and hope, and blending those together to offer each other alkaline. So it's, again, this very balancing energy. And what's fueling it, though, is very negative communication, negative thoughts. These are bad vibrational thoughts, people sending you bad energy, speaking badly about you, to you, you feeling really bad because of the actions that people take towards you, or somebody's taking towards you. And with these Libra full moons and with the two of them, it's really focusing on both people. There's two moons here. It's like both people needing to figure out how they heal and balance this when they're exposed to it. Because, I mean, like I said, in these partnerships, you're always going to be exposed to low vibration and conflict. But how do you resolve it? Because if you don't figure out how to resolve it in your current, you will not in a new one. So make sure you're not skipping cycles. Okay? Let yourself go through the process. Let every part of the process play out from the beginning to the end. So that when you move forward, these lessons aren't on that one. You'll know when you're exposed to this energy how to deal with it. Okay? I believe the most successful partnerships, They only engage in conflict that brings to some kind of resolution, or else it's not about the coins. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. If it don't make sense, it's not worth talking about. It's not worth fighting about. If there is no resolution or healing that is to come, then it's probably best both people should turn their backs on each other and go their ways and depart. And depart in order to do that. And instinctually, I get a sneaking suspicion that these people know that that's what's happening. But it's hidden. Both people aren't speaking, or one of these people isn't really communicating the need to heal over some things. Or maybe there are people, Aquarius, that, or someone in your life that isn't really explaining to you how they're feeling or what they're going through or what they need. And I'm most likely thinking it's you, Aquarius, right? Because I know that when you guys get in this energy, you guys rule and govern communication and thought. When you guys get into that energy, okay, it can be very hard to get you out of these thoughts, because you can analyze them forever. You can run through them. You can come to all these conclusions. You can, these start to turn on you. And it's unfortunate because, and I think it's temporary, quite frankly, because not a single sword comes out in the second half of your spread. Okay. Go lay down in your place. Yeah, thank you. That's Dora for those that are new. She's like a person, so I talk to her like it's a crazy asshole. She's nuts. But yeah, that's my road dog. Okay. Let's get clarification. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit. Disappointment, sadness. Sadness about, again, we have it here. Loss. Sadness, loss. This is changing. This is metamorphosis energy. Know that it's how you look at things. I mean, you can stand there shocked at why there's no water and go, oh my God, that lake is dry. Or you can do a little bit of market research around the area to see what the blockage is. Because I bet you there's like 20 beavers that built a dam somewhere. And if you break it, the water will burst. Further clarification, grief, disappointment, and grief. Again, it's this cerebral. This is this energy. This is what this is. This is a warning. These are all swords. It's like you're thinking about the worst possible everything. And it's actually emotionally affecting you. It's emotionally affecting you, these negative thoughts. Whether this is actually playing out, this loss, you know, these restrictions. But I mean restricted unless you're in prison, okay? Or in a hospital bedridden. Like, I don't understand where this restriction comes from. This is completely opposite of high vibration. High vibration is freedom. So how did you get to this place? Okay, and without being a borderline personality and deferring the blame onto somebody else, take control and accountability and figure out how the fuck you got yourself stuck in this mental cycle. Because these thoughts can then start playing like elevator music in the background. Do, 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 do. And you don't realize how fucking annoying that music is unless you're stuck in the elevator. Some of you are getting stuck in these thoughts that have been playing over and over. Okay? Stop ignoring them. Look at them and figure out why. Why you think this way. And how it's impacting you emotionally, because how it impacts you emotionally affects how you treat the people around you. Are you the best person to be around right now? Are you not the best person to be around? Okay? How is it affecting, you know, how you function? At work, with your kids, with your family, with your friends. It's starting to show. When it gets to the cups like that, with all these thoughts and then that cup, it's starting to show. Okay. I see that with this restriction, some of my Aquariuses are feeling a little bit restricted about being able to move forward. And I think what I'm seeing here is that for those that have entered into a new connection, you might be a little bit unsure about your abilities to be able to move forward. But I think they're more personal to you than it is to them. So that could be causing you a little bit of grief, but are those facts or are those fears? You have to determine, because a lot of the imprisonment and restrictions you feel are just fears. They're not really facts. But what restricts us is us not even looking in. Because in the Rider-Waite, she's blindfolded, but it's loose. She put it there. Like if she took the blindfold off, she's not handwritten. Like she would see that she, in like some acid trip, pulled all these swords together and restricted herself. Now she's sobering up and needs to come back. My analogies are spurred by many reasons. Anyways. And then for some of my Aquarius, can we get further clarification? Wow. For others of you, I've got the Moon, the Fool, and Torment. Some of you are feeling a bit restricted about moving forward in a new opportunity because you're afraid of the unknown. There's too many unknowns. And with the Fool, there is always like a risk. So the leap of faith, there's a risk. And some of you are riddled in fear surrounding that risk. And with the 5 of Earth, it's a financial risk. It's going back from the 6 to the 5, and there's fear associated with that. But I don't know if that's a practical fear. Maybe there is a real chance of a risk of that. But with all these swords here, I don't know if you're in a position to even decide on whether you want to embark or not on this new opportunity. This space, okay? I was watching Saltwater and she was talking about waiting for the full moon to leave before having any deep conversations. That's fact. Why? Because a lot of people are feeling like this or are thinking about things like this. Feeling restricted, reflecting on loss, being sad, overindulging in alcohol or liquor, or drugs, whatever. But when you're feeling this way, this is not a time to make any kind of risky moves. I would just chill, tap into your intuition, and most importantly, temper yourself. The stars, Aquarius, do what you do best, okay? Let your thoughts come right down to earth. Don't keep them up here. Let them make sense. The thoughts that make sense when you bring them down to earth are the ones you focus on, put your energy and your emotions in. But the ones that don't make it down to earth, you forget about them. If you stay in your mind, you can't forget about them. You'll start mulling over, analyzing, and contemplating shit you ain't got no business contemplating. So do not stress yourself about taking risks, because yes, a leap of faith is great, but it should be calculated. And with the moon, there might be a little bit too much in the unknown. For some of you, you're going to have a new opportunity open up to you during the new moon. Maybe for some of you, you might find out you're pregnant in this new moon. And for some of you, this is a very fertile time to become pregnant. As you can see, it goes from crescent to full. So either way, very fertile time. But when it comes to actions, I just don't think that Aquarius is in the right frame of mind. Not to say anything's wrong with you. It's just that this is selfish energy. And it's selfish for good cause. This is the selfishness that Aquarius, you should teach people to love themselves with. Okay? This ensures that you do not hurt people with your negative thoughts. That you temper them out alone. That nobody becomes a victim of your dark night of the soul. Because some people are so dependent they can't even go through dark night of the soul alone. They need to drag people with them. And I see Aquarius saying, absolutely not. I am way too intellectually and spiritually connected to know that what I'm going through needs my attention and my attention only. Great, strong energy. If this is for you, it's not going anywhere. If you decide not to take a risk because there's too much unknown, and you go away from it and come back and it's not there, it wasn't for you. Okay? The risk might be for you to walk away from it. If you feel there's a new beginning that has been offered to you that is posing too much risk, part of the leap of faith isn't to leap towards it, it's actually to leave it alone for now. And the faith is that you both understand the need to be healthy and temper yourself out before you can take a risk this big. It seems like a big risk. I know you guys are embarking in a new beginning that feels like a risk. And then some of you are riddled with fear of loss. Some of you are just completely riddled with the fear of loss and actually being restricted in it. A lot of you are looking to... A lot of you are tempering yourself out to either reestablish or create a new foundation or bond or partnership. Or again, this is tempering yourself out independently in order to be able to present yourself in this type of connection, okay, in the way that reflects truly your highest self. Tapping into your highest self and saying, this is exactly how I'm going to go into partnerships and relationships, regardless of business or romantic, because for some of you, it's a tearing down and a rebuilding of a business partnership. All right, you guys might be deciding to tear down a business only to open up a new one. Some of you are trying to tear down a partnership, business partnership, to go into business with somebody else, but there is a sense of loss. So it's understanding, because for some of you it's right in the relationship you're in, and for some of you it's not. You guys know it's general, but the whole point is regardless of it, this energy is about how you present yourself, what you offer, and what you make available in partnerships, and what you utilize within a partner, and how balanced that is. And does it have the potential to grow and be and continue to be balanced? Going from the 6 to the 10, that's really balanced energy. You know, both people start with 3 and then both people offer up 5. That's both people taking a risk to build a foundation. Okay, so I do see for some of my single Aquariuses starting a new relationship and then figuring out the logistics on how to move forward in it. But if that's the case, a lot of you are going through the mental. For those of you that are embarking in a new or started a new relationship, you know, you're single, you met somebody, and things started going really well. You really started to see the potential of the 10 of Pentacles. Maybe you weren't even thinking about family or merging or moving in or anything like that. And now all of a sudden this connection comes in and you're thinking about it. And now you're riddled with the fear of losing it, because now your thoughts are turning on you. Your fears, you're letting become reality, and they're affecting you emotionally. Like I said, these thoughts are going to change the way you feel, and then the way you feel is going to resonate into people. Okay? You connect more with how you feel than what you think to other people. That's just a fact. 100,000 people, like it's just, you know, you take 100,000 people, only 2 people might think that same thought, but you take 100,000 people, they probably all felt the same. It's just, I'm not trying to confuse you or myself, but it's just know that your thoughts will negatively impact your emotions if you do not control them. We've talked about this, Aquarius. Your emotional availability, needing to open up, needing to do that inner child work so that emotionally you feel more safe to be vulnerable. It's even possible to be emotionally vulnerable. And at this point, you might have done that, but you're being tested. Meaning, you know, you might have done that and it's great, and then a relationship came in and it's now saying like, are you really, like, how, did you really tap into those emotions? Did you really do it? I don't know. because then your thoughts shouldn't be able to turn on you this way, the way they are, the way I see here. Okay, and then lastly, from the Romance Angels, wow, okay, that's too much. I have to shuffle, that's why. Sorry. I just have another reading in literally a few minutes. I might do another reading for you guys, give you a bonus reading because I missed you guys and you guys are my biggest supporters. I might give you 2. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level. Can you let it and not allow your negative thoughts to bring you down and let it bring you forward? Okay, your love life is ascending to a higher level, but so are your career. So is your career, so is your money. And that makes sense. When the universe elevates you in one way, it's probably going to elevate you in another so that you can sustain this. So let the blessings come in and change multiple areas of your life. Please don't feel restricted and let your thoughts of the past stop you from experiencing anything outside of what you've already experienced. The emotional availability, it needs to happen. I mean, we can sit here and read forever. If you do not make yourself emotionally available, you're not going to feel the depths of your experience that you want to. You are not going to bring the relationships you deserve to you. And you're not going to heal relationships that you have the way you want to if you can't tap into your own emotions. You're unbondable. Unbondable. Anyways, I gotta go. I'm gonna do you guys a second reading later. But yes, I love you. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think if it resonates. And until next time, love you. Bye.